Hello everybody, this is General Hand Grenade. Welcome to my war room in Prince George, British Columbia. Well, what you're looking at here is the aftermath of an epic battle. I had one of my subscribers, he's a member of the online community, come to Prince George for some games this weekend. And I thought we'd be done 2 games by now, but it took us 17 hours to play this game. It takes a little bit longer sometimes when you're playing one-on-one because you have to play all the nations and you're taking breaks here and there and everything, visiting and stuff. Anyway, it was an epic battle. Like it was back and forth. It was a seesaw game. Yeah, I was going to make a video on another installment of Know the Rules, but I thought I'd just show you this game. You can see down there, it's in the 15th round. Germany hadn't moved yet. They were just doing their purchases, and there's their purchases. We were playing with General Hand Grenade's house rules, and you can see the tech that Germany has there, and you can see the tech that Italy has. But Germany, they just had a ton of stuff they were going to put on there. They were getting about $100 a round, just about. But they had all of Russia there, and when they took over Moscow 2 turns ago, that's when the game turned. But they still had 30 tanks left. So then they started. They just went down there. They're going after the UK, and so they have seven cities on the Europe side of the board, and all they needed was Egypt down there, and they would have had it. And over here, the Japanese, believe it or not, got they totally wiped out the Aussies. That's the first time I've done that, where I've occupied all of Australia. And you can see all these American ships here. There's just tons of them. Plus there's all these subs here, and another group of subs over here. So these are the only Japanese boats that are left. I went hiding. I was trying to draw him away. I was playing the Axis and he was playing the Allies. So I was just trying to draw him away. But you can see that Calcutta was about to fall too. So that would have been 6 cities on the Pacific side, and Cairo would have been 80 on that side. And you can see all the tanks that are coming in on them there, right? And Europe is totally protected. Like he's bombed the crap out of my factories and everything, but I got lots of units in there, and he's still got quite a bit of stuff on the UK, but nothing threatening Europe, and the Americans aren't threatening them over here. So the writing was on the wall, but it was close right up until Germany there. Like you can see that there. He also had some men on transports and everything, so it would have been close. He almost got Japan off me, but he didn't. That would have been the turning point right there. So when Moscow fell, then that was it for the game. But anyway, let's get down to the rule that I wanted to show you here. And this is about capital ships, repairing your capital ships. Now, I didn't know this, but you have to have a capital in order to repair your capital ships. If you don't have your capital, then you can't repair a capital ship. Like I never even thought about it. To me, that was the last thing on my mind when I lost my capital, is that I had a damaged ship. But the reason you can't repair it is because you don't have an economy. As you know, it doesn't cost anything to repair a capital ship. It's seemingly free, but that's not exactly the case, and I'll tell you why. Kreekun there, I told you about him before. He's the rules deputy. So this is what he said about that. Why this is. The repair of a capital ship requires 2 things: the physical capacity to repair it, an operative airbase, and the resources to repair it, an operative economy. The first requirement may come from a friendly source, but the second must come from the owning power. This is the rules, or the reason why the rules are as they are. You may say, why do I need resources? It doesn't cost any IPCs to do the repair. We explored the idea of having it cost 1 IPC to repair a damaged sea unit, but Larry didn't want the IPC expense to influence combat decisions of whether or not to damage capital ships. The result was a compromise that you can do repairs for free, but that you must still have an operative economy in order to do that. This implies that there is still some amount of resources being used, but they are too small to account for even one IPC. However, a power or an economy with captured capital generates and spends no IPCs, not even a fraction of one. So that's the reason why the rule is the way it is. You don't actually pay, but you have to have a capital, and like you have to still be in the game. Basically, a capital means that you can still collect income, right? So if you didn't have a capital, you could still play the game, but you can't collect any money, and so that's why you can't repair them. Even at an ally, one of your allies' friendly or naval bases, because you still have to bear the cost of that. They will give you the facilities, but you have to bear the cost, and without an income, without an economy, you can't do that. So let me show you in the rule book where it talks about that. I get the rule book out here, and yes, I grabbed the Pacific one this time, not the Europe one that is a little bit outdated. So it's right here on page 21 of the Pacific rule book about capturing and liberating territories. So here in this paragraph here, it would be fourth paragraph down. It says the original controller of the captured capital is still in the game, but can't collect income from territories he or she still controls and can't buy new units. The player skips all but the combat move, conduct combat, and non-combat move phase until the capital is liberated. So what that means is that you skip the repair or purchase units. Now, I never really thought about that. I just thought, okay, well, I'm not purchasing units, but you can't repair the units either. And so it doesn't specifically say that in the rules, but it's implied that you couldn't do that because you have to skip that phase. And so I've already told you why, and I've told you why Larry Harris, the creator of the game, has made it that way. Because there is still some cost to doing it. It's just less than an IPC. So then somebody else asked, okay, well, what about the UK? The UK has two capitals, and that's why I decided to make this video, was because people were misunderstanding it the way Krieg Hunt explained it. So let's take a look at this. Let's say that London has fallen, and so the UK does not have any. Does not have a capital on the European side, but yet let's just place a damaged battleship here. We have a damaged capital ship right here, damaged battleship. So you can't go to Egypt to repair it because you don't have an economy on the Europe side of the board. You don't have a capital. You could take it over here to India and repair it because you still have a capital here. Or you could take it, like if you still own Malaya, you could take it to Malaya, or you could take it to Hong Kong because that's a naval base up there. If you own those places, they don't in this game right now. The Japanese own them, but you could take them over to the Pacific side, and vice versa. If you had a damaged battleship here and you lost Calcutta, you could take it over to Cairo here, and you could repair it if you still had London. If London hadn't fallen, so you can do that. But the other thing is, let's say that London has fallen and you had your damaged battleship. You don't have to take it to the Pacific side, and this only pertains to the United Kingdom. Because you still have a capital, even though it's on the other side of the board, you can go to a friendly naval base. So, for instance, you could take it to the U.S. over here and repair. The U.S. provides the facility, the naval base, and Calcutta provides the economy. And also, you could take it to any friendly naval base on the other side of the board. So let's just say you took it over here. You could repair it here as well because Calcutta provides the economy and America's providing the naval base. I hope that makes sense to you. I don't know why it was so difficult. I think because it's a long-winded explanation that people were getting stuck on it. They were thinking, oh, the ship is tied to this side, so like if it got damaged over here, then you couldn't repair it. But that's not the case. This ship is good on either side of the board. If you played the game before, you know that the UK units are, you don't have to stay there, right? Like quite often you got a transport truck going from down here and you're going up here and you're going over to Calcutta. I mean, a UK unit is a UK unit, but their economy is different. You purchase and you place on the Pacific economy on this side of the board, and the Europe economy up there in London. But it doesn't matter after you place it. It is not tied to that side of the board, and so that's why you could take it to the other side of the board and repair it at a UK naval base, or you can repair it anywhere as long as you still have one capital. Either Calcutta or the UK, you can repair it any friendly naval base after that. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. You can repair it everywhere except for your own naval bases on that side of the board. So if London has fallen, you couldn't repair it in South Africa or Egypt or Gibraltar or London. Or I guess there is one up there in Canada as well. But like if London has fallen and you were here, it's only the repair that you can't do. Like it's still a naval base. You can still go 3 spaces, right? It's still an operative naval base. It hasn't suffered more than 2 points of damage. So you could still go 1, 2, 3 up to there, and then on your next turn, at the start of your turn, then that damage marker comes off because America's got an operative naval base there and Calcutta has an economy. So that is the rule, and you should make sure that you know that rule, even though it is hardly ever going to come up in a game. Maybe only once in your life, but just think of how smart you're going to look to all your friends if you know an obscure rule like that and why it was put in there. And so that's what this series is all about. So thank you, everyone. Know the rules. Use the rules to your advantage. This is General Hand Grenade. Take care.